Good day, friends. Welcome to episode 34 of my Krastorio playthrough series. Last episode we left off with the production of chlorine and hydrogen to power our rare metal production. But I ran out of pipe-to-ground systems again, so we're going to fill up on that stuff right away. But I wanted to have a little power up for the fluid burner there. Or is a fluid burner even right? Burn or evaporate any fluid? Just wondering, because these are not fluids, these are gases, but well, if we look at it, he is working, but he's not getting the job done. Producing more hydrogen than we can burn here. But let's get into the car and grab some more materials. There we go. Finally motorized again. This adds the aspect of a little dexterity game into the Factorio. And I also love to drive by my mines and pick up some mining drills in between. Okay. There we go. Quick little drive by. It's really good. Going to need what? So we're going to build up a big smelter afterwards here. So I'm going to start to produce furnaces already, and probably picking up a few inserters here as well, and maybe some belts, because smelter arrays always need belts. Where are my yellow belts? There are my yellow belts. Momentary confusion there. Okay, I have everything I need, I guess. No, I don't. I need red underground belts. That's something I was missing. Portable generator. Is that something I put fuel into and it produces energy for me? Sounds pretty much like it. Okay. Next step will be securing this area from the biters and setting up a mining operation here. I think I'm going to use more walls and more turrets. I'm going to replace those turrets as well. So there's a lot of things to do. I was considering to save up the hydrogen, or no, the chlorine I'm producing, and put it into some sort of hub. But I didn't feel like that was a good idea. And I had my first car accident. Luckily nobody got wounded. Except for some turret. Okay. Do I have enough ammo? Ish. Okay. Yeah, they're running against those walls. Speaking about which, do I have enough walls in my pocket here? Probably not. So let's pick up a few more. While I'm here, you know. Okay, so for the next step, I leave my car behind quite for some long way. Portable generators finished. Robotics. Bodies of flying robots. Oh yeah, that sounds like the future here. Okay. So, where will I go here? Definitely a few more squares into this direction, but not much more than that before we take the curve. There we go. So next is just some running across. Now I'm trying to figure out where I want to head up. Well, why not here, you know? Bring myself on, align myself with the ore field I want to deplete there. And I'm really considering to bring the chlorine wherever I need it for now. I don't know if this is a very good way to do it to begin with, because I'm not that experienced with that material, because I can't even measure how much of that rare metal stuff I'll need, so we're going to check that out another time. I mean, at least it's nothing too important. This stuff is being made out of, like, chlorine, where we can make out of stones and water, so that's not really hard to produce somewhere else. It's just a little bit annoying because it takes a lot of energy. Talking about energy, I plan to use some other energy source soon as well. Worker robots should possibly start to think about this as well. But since I'm not using too many blueprints here, I am not too interested. Okay, but we're gonna see. Most of the time I have way more things available than I actually need. Okay, from here on we'll have to take it down again. But there we are. We are having chlorine here. I mean, I could just put it into a storage tank here. I don't need a huge one. But I want a huge one. I love those huge ones. Might be unnecessary, but I keep saying there's no kill like an overkill, you know. So, where are the steel bars there? Going to pick up a few of the steel beams. Okay, next up is the shift of fortifications there, because this is sadly one of the spots where the biters keep coming and coming and coming, you know. We have to say no about that. So I'm going to put up a wall here. Oh no, I forgot my walls in the car though, so I have to get back to the car. But that's okay. There are other good things in the car I'll need as well. Apart from that, gun turrets, I'll take some. Grenades, I'll take some too. So where will I refine those rare metals? It's another difficult question to me. The spots down here are pretty much reserved. Okay. But I'm pretty sure I'll find a spot where to produce that. Okay. But I somehow have the feeling like I should just stockpile the rare metal ore and distribute it from the hub again. Okay, there we are. So quickly done with the car. But this would mean I'll transport the stuff on a really long road. Don't know if I really want to do that. So let's drop down a few parts we don't need for now. Okay. Pick up a few walls. There we go. So I guess I'll use that cliff here. There we go. I mean, I could basically just use the coal and smelter the stuff right here, but I don't know. That doesn't feel professional to me. So... that's the modules done. Braking force. Yeah, whatever. I'll need those, but I'll not need... won't need those anymore. Problem with those guys is to feed them with ammo. Yeah, I figured as much. Alright. Let's see how good the equal sharing mod does its job. Okay, everybody of those guys now has around 50-ish. That's good. That's why this mod is quite useful. For smaller operations, I never used it because I don't felt like it was necessary or even useful. But for situations like these, it's just wonderful. And now we dismantle all this. Somehow I'm really tempted to just produce the rare metals over here. Yeah, so the combat front now has shifted, of course. And I'm still having a lot of ammo left. Wonderful. Okay. I'm really considering to take the really consider taking the easiest way here. Construction robotics. Ah, the roboport connects with other roboports. Yeah, cool. Passive provider chest, storage chest. There we have the true laziness. Logistic robots. Okay. Let's go for the research of electric furnaces as well. I really like those. I really like those. But I'm not sure when I'll be able to use that stuff. Okay. For now, I'll just stockpile that stuff here. Or do I? Nah, I don't need to. I don't need to, but I need those miners in the backpack of my car. There we go. Let's check it out. So we're going to deploy the miners first. In a spread that they'll cover the whole field here. There we go. Don't need more on that side. I'll need one more on that side and one more on that side. Okay, that should be all. Not sure if I can make it work, but I'll try. So there we go. Yeah, I botched up the distance here, of course. I was looking at it and thought it somehow looks wrong. Okay, one more time. The distance between those guys was wrong there. And this is how I want to put them. No, not again. No. This is necessary to enable me to connect those guys freely with everything they need. Okay. Finally. Sorry. Now I'll just snake that belt through here. Oh, wait a sec. I missed one here. Oh, well, I'm going to drop him here. Would be so much more work to follow the grid. There we go. Okay. So now we have electric furnaces. So many more. I have way more things I could do than I have opportunities. Worker robot capacity. Okay. Let's just keep researching for now. And okay. I'm going to connect them like this. In this direction I won't be optimizing the pipings at all. They can just flow like they want to. Oops. That's better. There we go. Connecting it is really the simplest part. Producing that whole stuff and getting that whole array running is the real pain about it all. Connecting it is comparably easy at this point. So we're going to use a little underground belt here. Why not? Oops. That works, right? So I'm going to need one of those guys here, and we're going to connect them like this. Why not? No need to over-optimize all this. We're done. Just like that. Let's bring the power poles. Bring a few big ones here. And into the medium ones. So, it should be working. So, with some more love for the detail, we could have possibly connected those guys a little bit more efficiently, but just noticed that I forgot a few of those button guys there. Don't worry, I got you, my friends. Alright, so we're now producing rare metals. Having how many of those? 19 miners. So how many do we need there? It's pretty hard to tell. I have 19 miners. Compute by factory, but I guess I won't be able to. Or, oh well, I can actually give that here. So we only need 7 furnaces now. I'm going to do this here on site with the furnaces here, and I'm going to pick up the coal here, and that's that. Feels not really necessary to pull up a whole 48 smelter array here. Okay, robotics here. Ah, well, let's just keep researching it. This whole robotics system makes the most sense to me when you have all the parts up and running and researched. Or at least as many parts as possible. Stupid hay fever. Worst part about the hay fever is not the itching eyes or the nose, it's the lack of concentration for me. Concentrating feels so much harder when I'm having hay fever. It's really not beautiful here. So there we are. For a moment I forgot that I wanted to pick up those stone furnaces. But well, spring will pass. It just makes me feel sad sometimes that one of my favorite times of the year feels a little bit bad because of the hay fever. But whatever. Could be worse, I guess. So 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Well, I'll just have one more if necessary. And I'm going to split up some coal from here. Let's bring that stuff over here. I was wondering when that stuff will show up. It's one of the most interesting parts about Krastorio for me is that the mod actively locks you out of the whole blueprint system before you have researched. the mining bots and everything. It's was very, very unusual for me. So with the construction robotics, we finally have access to the blueprint system and the deconstruction planner, the upgrade planner, the blueprint books. There we have it. I was already wondering if I was stupid or anything. Personal roboport. Oh, I see. Oh, that sounds beautiful. Let's have it. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh well. They say 7 is enough. So you know the build is quite simple. Finally. That's some major step forward for me. There we go. Finally. Rare metals. Here we go. Personal roboport sounds really nice. I want to have that. And I want to have some better personal armor. Vehicle roboport. I like that. I already like what I see a lot. Biofuel. I don't know if we're going to need that anytime too soon. Logistic robots, please. I want to get these things done as quickly as possible. Okay, we're going to set up a splitter for these things. And now the big question is, where will I distribute those rare metals into? I mean, to begin with, I don't have any larger scaled projects apart from the electric mining drills there. But I mean, there are a few things where I need the rare metals, but not too many yet. We're going to get there once we hit the next step of oh, look at that. Look at that. The next step of technology. That's when we're going to need the rare metals more and more. Until now, I'll just pick them up and look what funny things we can do with that. Let's build that personal roboport. I need the batteries for that. Perfect night glasses, we don't need those. Alright. Now let's produce one of those things. Here, a personal the robotics and the blueprints come in really handy when you have to build arrays like these. They get rather dull the more often you do them. So something I really appreciate blueprints for. Alright, let's drop that in. Okay. Sucking up electricity. But I mean, I don't have any bots yet, so it's not really useful at this point, but preparing myself here. No, I didn't mean to pick up anything of that stuff. There we go. So it's powering up itself right now. Okay, we got the rare metal business down. Next up on the plate for me is producing some of those juicy rare MK2 mining drills, of course. But much more importantly is the uranium production to me. The only question I'm asking myself is how the hell am I going to protect myself from the radiation there? I mean, I can drop down the miners on that field, but radiation still is a problem. I mean, when do it start getting damage? Well, I can drop down the miners out of a safe distance. That's at least something. So I guess that's where robotics come in handy as well. Let's check. I want to ask Helmod about the uranium ore production. So we're going to say we have electric mining drills. And let's assume roughly 2, 4. I mean, this is a patch of similar size here. Let's say we're going to take 20 of those guys. Whatever. I don't think we're going to need that many, but I just want to know. It's almost no sulfuric acid at all. Okay, wonderful. So that's going to be almost no problem at all. Good. I was already concerned about that one. Enriched ores are a chapter I need to look into deeper between some episodes. Larger logistic containers, okay. Also quite nice. And here, the processing units, the advanced electronics, that's where we needed the rare metals for. So we can process through that stuff as well. Wonderful. Okay. Having an upgrade planner. So how does this thing work? So it would automatically okay. How can I designate that off? I never worked with that tool. It all worked a little bit differently. Alt U. Can I? Well, I want to get rid of that order, but somehow it seems like this only happens when I deconstruct them. Well, I'm going to play around with that once I have the robots, because without robots this is not really interesting at all. To do something out of the uranium we need nuclear power, of course. So, but I do already have the technology to enrich uranium, don't I? So let's check it out. Uranium fuel cells. Getting closer to that. Low density structures. I should craft some of those as well. Electric engine units. That's something I need lubricant for, I see. This is some future part here as well. Here, uranium processing. We need a centrifuge for that, but it will only need uranium ore and nothing else. Oh, maybe. Lots of power as well, huh? And concrete. Of course it'll need concrete. How do we produce concrete? Iron ore, stone bricks, and water. Oh, would be too easy if it would be less complicated. Okay, so that's that. Next parts will be picking up the uranium, I guess. My roboport is detecting work, I see. Okay. But with this now up and running, I feel like I'm able to tackle the future here, because a lot of the future technologies need the rare metals to get going. A nuclear reactor would be a really nice thing, but, well, we gotta prepare that carefully. And somehow I feel like switching over to where are they? Switching over to gas power stations also feels like an option to me, because biomethanol is producible without any oil or such. And apart from that, I feel like I have enough oil to power some generators with it. I have tapped into enough oil fields to accommodate that, and I haven't. Yeah, I have that as well. So I have deep pockets, so I should be doing that, because I can use a way more compact energy setup with the gas power stations, so possibly going to do this. So we're going to set up a little production facility for that thing as kind of an outro for this episode, because now we've completely left the early game and are knee-deep in the mid-game. Like, with this new advanced electronics technology being researched, I have access to the next form of circuits, and this will bring me to really new levels of technology. Okay, but next up we're going to produce the gas power station, a rather complicated product, but that's quite cool. I like complicated products. And I left all my assemblers in the car. That's one downside of the car, you know, but oh well. I need to pick up some assemblers here. There we go. Processing units. We can do these now as well. And out of those, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to research the next technology cards as well soon. So we're going to need research servers for the production tech cards. And uranium. Okay. Let's go for that tech. Next. And let's drop down one facility here. Oh, well, let's try to do the production somewhere here. Why not? So we're going to need steel beams, electronic circuits, engine units, and pipes. The recipe needs engine units and steel beams in the largest quantities and electronic circuits and pipes in the smallest. So let's check out if one one pipe production facility will be okay for him. Where's my tool? I want my max rate calculator in here again. So we're going to toggle alt mode. I don't need that on a button. So let's check it. Yeah, we're having even a surplus. Wonderful. Okay, that's good. So we're going to drop one of those guys over here. So these are the main... Okay. Let's do something like this. Just want to be careful not to split off too much of that belt. But I think we should be fine here. So, how much does this guy need? He will do this with one basic inserter. Wonderful. That's what I like to hear. So we're going to drop this guy here, and Okay, the rest here should be quite easy. Finally, I have some use for the engines. That makes me really happy. We're having this split off of the engines here. So, one split off here, one split off there. Oh, let's go for some loaders. Or, oh well, yeah, with this amount of units needed, I'm going to go for a loader. Or two. Okay, and lastly, we'll need the electronic circuits. I'd really like to do something like the following. We're going to lead this stuff through here, and we're going to lead this stuff through here. I'm going to do that sassy little splitter here. There we go. Simple. Or something like that. Well, I guess simple is working out differently. But at least now I have a automated array which produces the power facilities I need, and that's that for this episode. So next episode I'll set up a little power generation with which will work with coal, and possibly we're gonna play around with lasers as well, because I have now access to batteries we'll need for the laser turrets. That's another thing I was thinking about. We're going to see. We have options. So, see you guys next time. Feel free to drop me a thumbs up or even a subscription on my channel if you want to support me and my work a little bit more. I would deeply appreciate that, but the most important part is keep watching and have fun with it. So, see you guys next time. Bye-bye.